Well, here I am, Saturday morning, 9 o'clock Pacific time. It's the Lock Nation, back at it again. Just catching up on a couple things. Didn't really go live too much this week. Just catching up on a couple things, and nothing has changed. Surprisingly, nothing has changed. Um, the Trump administration, of course, has gotten on everybody's nerves, including uh, people from the right and the left. They're starting to abandon ship from the right. Um, More and more bigotry is coming out and revealing its true nature. Not surprising. Not surprising at all. FBAs are just simply that, FBAs. I ain't got shit to say about FBAs. Blah 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 blah. Um, Other than that, Jasmine Crockett race has not changed. She is a rising star, and I want to tip my hat off to Mrs. Crockett and her accomplishments. And there was one particular cat that I asked a question. I said, "What did you think about Jasmine Crockett and her running for U.S. Senate?" And he said, "As long as the policies are right." I said, "Well, she did mention that she was going to change, especially in that district, in her part of, I think it's 30 or 30, it's either 30 or 33, District 33, that she was going to raise minimum wage, and mentioned something about healthcare. And true, fair enough. You want to see the policies. Hey, how's it going? You want to see the policies. Fair enough. I think you need to get. I know people are jumpy, and I think you need to practice some pulse control. You She just mentioned that she was running for a Senate race like a month and a half ago, maybe even 2 months. Gotta give these things time. You gotta give these things time. But good news is, out of, I think, northern Texas, what I've heard was that somebody Democratic won a Senate seat. Good for them. Now, when I hear that, I hear there is some hope for Texas after all. I'm in the state of Nevada. It's not going to mean anything to me. We're purple. They're red. Nothing can change over here. But we do need to change them seats. So, like I said, early March, late November, start voting. If you want change, start voting. Some other news that I have to catch up on is Burkina Faso. People have been uh, gathering a coup to assassinate the young king. I'm not surprised. Anybody who, anyone, any black nation, any, excuse me, African nation, any African nation who sets himself up for success, for his people to set himself up for. Ugh, I said that. Sorry. Any captain who sets up his country for success needs to be remembered. Remember, rec- is it recommended? I don't think it's recommended. You know what I'm trying to say. But congratulations to Abraham Trier. I think some of us Black Americans need to learn from Abraham Tribe and how things work. But no, the only thing we seem to do is argue back and forth who the hell the some dude that sings country music. Who's the Nigerian dude that sings country music? Let's get into it. Like I said, I'm just now catching up to things, and people are up in an uproar about some Nigerian dude that sings country music. I forgot what his name was, and these black people say, "Eh, he's a tether for saying what he said." What he said was, when he got up on stage and won his award, he said to the point where immigrants built America. Not gonna argue. That's his opinion. But we're gonna get mad. We're gonna get mad. We're gonna get into our feelings, into our bag of feelings. Fuck your feelings, by the way. We're gonna get into our bag of feelings over an opinion. We're not gonna get anything done. Just for the simple fact that this cat came up on stage, won a Grammy for the song called Tipsy. I've heard Tipsy plenty of times. I actually like the song. I'm used to it. Even though I don't like country music, I like the song. But that's not the point. The point is, when the boy came up there and said what he had stated, black folks got, or excuse me, FBAs got offended that uh, the dude said what he said. But is he right? Well, let's think about it. You're going on based on your lineages. And this is what I see. This is what I observe. This is what I observe. You're going about building up your fan base, telling people how big of a tether they are, asking them like you're some fucking gang member or something, asking them where they're from, where your mama from, where your daddy from, where your grandmama from, blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, like I said, Abraham Sharibe is rebuilding Africa. He's rebuilding Burkina Faso, putting up dirt roads, creating banks, um, setting up setting up communities to the point where, not only roadways but highways. I almost forgot, setting up highways so cars can go in and out, tearing up the riverbanks and building up tearing up the dirt ways to build riverbanks so water can flow easily through uh, that part of Africa. That's what I'm talking about. Building something. Most of you Negroes, and I'm not talking to each and every one of you, most of you Negroes can't even make a damn toothpick. But you're gonna argue who's a tether and who ain't. This is just a waste of time to me. This is just a waste of time. Um, as you already know, the boy Lean, the 5-year old, already got, and his father, they're home now. But there was a woman, a Mexican lady, that got shot 5 times. And no, this isn't 50 Cent. This Mexican lady, minding her own, minding her own affairs. Some ICE agents were following her, and apparently she got shot 5 times. This was back, I think this was back in October, right? This was back in October when she got shot. She testified a couple of days ago. She is handicapped. I don't know if she's paralyzed or not because she got shot in both of her legs and in her arms and in her chest plate. That's bad enough. But the coldest part of it all was when one of the ICE agents tweeted that she got shot. 7 holes. Like, okay. All right. Okay, cool. I'm talking about the Mexican chick that got shot um a couple of months back, but she ended up testifying last week, I believe. Kind of fucking mean when you're just one of those ones that just likes to tweet shit just to be tweeting shit. Which I would say it's getting quite ridiculous. But let it happen to you and your family, and I want you just to start laughing. I don't want you to cry. I don't want you to trip. I want you to start laughing and to just see how it feels to get shot 5 times. Hell, you might not even come back from that. You just might not come back from that. But people loved it. People love it, and people love it when it's not them. So we'll see. We will definitely see. But just catching up on a couple of things. I did catch the part where Donald Trump couldn't hold his food down. That was funny. That was the only funny part that I heard. I guess he was making a speech and he let one rip. It's bad enough that he's complaining about having memory lapse, but rumor has it that the only thing he eats is meatloaf. That's bad. And he someone has to change the boy. I'm like, whoever has to look after this guy, put his makeup on, makes his make sure his hair plugs are straight. It has to change his diaper. That's a tough job. That is a real tough job, and I had to give that person kudos for taking care of a racist bigot like that. Quite crazy, quite crazy. I mean, just literally, just like, damn, you couldn't excuse yourself. You just couldn't just say, excuse me. That's just give me a few minutes. Just go outside and then come back. That lady had her look. The look on that lady's face when Donald Trump blew a load, priceless. Oh, priceless. So that's what it just. I'm glad I looked at it while I was busy doing my thing. I guess we can look at a couple of things that what's been going on in the worldly news, I guess, and then with my baby girl Jasmine, what she's been up to.
how this month resonates with Black and brown people in this country. What's your reaction to both what you heard from the president and from Leader Jeffries? Just because they both framed, I think, this moment very well, to be honest.
Yeah, it is so interesting because it's like we take one step forward and then we take two steps back. And that's exactly what we've gotten out of this administration. And so, for everyone that wanted to say that Black people were overreacting or that we were being dramatic, I want to be clear that it's not just his words, it's in his policy that he is slinging this type of hate. Whether we're talking about ICE and how he deals with everyone, because it's not limited to immigrants, or whether we're talking about the rolling back of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I do want to be clear. I don't give Donald Trump a lot of credit for much, but I will say this. He is the king of distractions and division. And right now, he has everyone talking about the fact that he posted something that was racist, which frankly, if you've been paying attention, it was right on par. You're not surprised whatsoever.
Oh, about that. Yeah, I love him. I love him just as much as I like stomping on that lizard the other day. I love stomping on that lizard. But anyway, hey, Barb. But I almost forgot that little, of course, that racist comment about Obama and Michelle Obama. Both monkeys. Okay. So what else is new? Trump. Why are black? I don't. Why are black people surprised? Why are we surprised? I'm not surprised at the shit. They didn't call him they didn't call him monkey. They call her a man. I don't give a fuck. I don't care anymore. You know why? Because we heard these things before. It's not shocking. We all know he's a bigot. We all know he's a racist. We all know his dad was a great influence by him, right? We're not shocked at this. But the only thing that I hate is when other people like these I hate to call them extremists, but I call these black conservatives just complete extremists. Now, is he killed this country? Obama killed it. How? He didn't do. Of course, he didn't do anything, but he wasn't the bulk of the problem. Everything you have to understand, everything that Obama did do, Trump is trying to undo and put his name on it. It was about as Burkina Faso, Africa. Exactly. And I'm not, but there's one thing that the Obamas are completely responsible for. They are completely responsible for what's happened to not Burkina Faso. Let me back up. They are completely responsible for what's been going on in Africa and trying to get the gold out of there out of Burkina Faso and trying to assassinate the king. Let's not bullshit. Trump is many a things, but an but a but a mere, I wouldn't call him a genius. I would just call him a dictator. I'll just put it that way. I'll just call him a dictator. But to this Obama thing and Michelle Obama being monkeys and all this stuff, leave that shit to the birds because we already know this dude is out of his rocker. We all know that his family is basically from a racist background. We all know that his daddy or his granddaddy were members of the Ku Klux Klan. We all know this. So why are we so fucking surprised?
Right. At the same time, this is the day after he said, stop talking about the Epstein files. As more and more is coming out, as we're being told as lawmakers that we're going to be given an opportunity to start to physically go and inspect the files. He is trying to distract, and frankly, he is doing a good job of it. We know who he is. We know who he was when he got elected the first time. We know who he was when he got elected this time. And so there's not really much to be surprised about when it comes to Donald Trump and not really having a level of respect specifically for people of color.
There's a level of respect. There's also the bravery to stand behind what he has said and done. Take a look at the President of the United States dodging questions on this very issue. Just wave.
Oh my God.
He's moving fast, folks. And here's the thing that we're talking about. It's not just in the rhetoric, it's in the policy, as you said. I mean, I'm thinking about little Liam Ramos and his bunny hat and the fact that a nation has rallied around the image of this child as humanizing something that we often talk about simply in numbers. You have Trump's DHS pushing to expedite the removal of Liam and his family. What does that tell you about what their objectives are and politically how they are reading this moment?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that we have to guess because they have been very overt with their words, not just Trump, but J.D. Vance. It has been kind of this, we don't have to hide anymore. We are the ones that are being targeted, we being white people, right? There is a lack of respect for the contributions that all of us make to this country. Whether you are Black Americans who did not arrive because we wanted to be here, but because we were dragged over here and stolen from our homeland. Or whether you are immigrants that are simply seeking refuge and a better life for yourself and seeking asylum, or whether it's just a matter of opportunities, because we used to have it where we felt like contributions from other people actually helped us. And frankly, the numbers bear out that they do. Whether we're talking about the contributions that are paid in taxes, whether we're talking about the contributions that overall just keep our economy going. Right now, we know that this economy is shrinking, and there's a lot of reasons that it's shrinking, but honestly, a big part of it has to do with the disastrous way that they are handling immigration. As it relates to little 5-year-old Liam, I'm sorry, but that's not who he espoused to be going after when he made his campaign promises. He said he was going to go after the bad guys. Now, those of us that know Trump well enough knew that he was lying. We knew that he would go after any and everyone. You tell me how showing up at an elementary school and grabbing the kids is going to make America great. Please explain that to me. And I want to be clear about something because Liam has become a symbol. But just like we've seen other children be symbols, whether we're talking about integration of schools or otherwise, there are other children there. Yeah. And visiting that facility, I want to be clear, there are hundreds of children, and the youngest was 1 month old. I don't know how you get to say you're so proud of the America that we are seeing on display right now. Real patriotism means to push back against this because somehow we haven't found a jail cell for anybody in the Epstein files, but we've got children that are rotting away in something that looks like a prison to me.
I love it. I love it. What do I love? I love the fact that I get 90% of you white trash ass Nazis all up in my chat talking shit. It's mind boggling to me, but I'll take it. I'll take the heat. I take the heat. While the rest of them, they get liberals all day long. They get all day long. Can I just get one liberal? One, just one. Like damn. It's not like it's gonna change anything, but I digress. When if the seats get flipped, and start bitching and moaning that, oh, we're losing the country. We lost the country. And you complain then, you complain then, and you're complaining now. It's like DUI, DUI, DUI this and DUI that. And this country used to be 85% white and blah blah blah. Whatever. Whatever. Used to be a two-way street. Now, it doesn't matter who we vote for. You just want to get rid of blacks altogether. But we don't bitch and moan. We actually build something, but we just get white motherfuckers who just love to just come and infiltrate. Just like Burkina Faso. But let me not tell you that. What else am I missing? Oh, and I still do like the part where he farted in front of the woman. That is a meme. That would definitely be a meme. Him farting, just letting one rip right in front of the woman, and that woman's face, just and I gotta change your diaper. An 80-year-old man can't even hold his own shit. Yikes! And if you love him so much, why don't you volunteer? And I'm sure he's gonna love it. Why don't you volunteer to change him? Just saying. Just saying. All right. Other news that I didn't catch up on is pretty much, well, ICE has lost their mind. Oh, the body cams. ICE has body cams now. So everything that they record, everything that happens, they have to record beforehand. My point of conjunction is, what the fuck is a body cam gonna do? For somebody who is part of the United States government, body cams are not going to do anything. They're simply just they're just gonna it adds more chaos, and let me tell you why. Police have body cams, and they still pull people over and they still harass people. Every once in a great while, they'll murder a couple of people. It's okay. FBI have body cams. Now you're giving ICE agents body cams. Like that's going to make any type of difference at all. But we will see. I might be wrong. And a brother, I was talking to a brother the other day. He was doing his uh, live stream, and he was talking about abolish ICE, abolish ICE, abolish ICE. You're not gonna get rid of agents that easy. I mean, it all started with Bush. It's gonna end with Trump. It's probably gonna end with JD Vance if we're not careful. So that this is the deal. If you want, I don't get rid of something that I can control later on, because this is the whole part where we need to start reading Dr. Claude Anderson's books, those who are black in here. Dr. Claude Anderson stated this for a reason. You own and control your own shit. You can control the police. Hell, you can control ICE. ICE is getting orders from the federal government. Point blank, period, end of discussion. You control them, you won't have this particular problem. You can hold them accountable through the government. You can hold ICE accountable. Which books? He has 6 of them. But that's my whole point. But we want to banish sites. We want to banish sites. I think we need to practice impulse control. I think we need to go back to the basics for those. And by the way, I'm not a Mexican American, but I do feel that lady's pain. I do feel that lady's pain, the one that got shot 5 times. This should let black people know about certain things that you can and cannot say. Things that you can and cannot do. Don't be the dummy that goes up to an ICE agent and starts talking shit. If anything, start talking law. They cannot stop you from protesting, but protest in a matter that will get you home safe. I'm surprised no Charlie Kirk people are in here. It's like, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk. Once again, I had to look at a couple of videos of Charlie Kirk. Um, this is what I would say about Charlie Kirk. He loves distracting. He loves what's the word I'm looking for? He likes projecting shit. And he all let people not speak. Um and why was he dealing with black issues? You know, he reminds me of that Just Pearly bitch. That Just Pearly bitch, she really did the exact same. So this is what I would say. And maybe my peoples, you can declare me wrong on this if you like. Please hold me accountable. Hold me accountable to my words. Because I just want to know if this is true or not. I don't think Charlie Kirk was a racist. I think he was stupid. I think it was literally just copy and paste, just like Richard Spencer and just like anybody from the alt left. I would say a little bit of Bill O'Reilly. But him, I think he was just trying to just be out there socially. I mean, the stupid shit that came out of his mouth about Martin Luther King, that was unacceptable. But I see what most white folks would do to try to spin the narrative a little bit, or you try to copy and paste and try to collect some clout or whatever. I guess he was literally trying to do that. I don't know. Do you think Charlie Kirk was a racist? Just saying. I mean, he loved Jesus. I will give him kudos for that. I love Jesus. Or, excuse me, he loved Jesus. Okay. All right. Will he belong in my church? Absolutely not. Do you think Charlie Kirk needs a statue? Absolutely not. Do you think that Charlie Kirk was the Martin Luther King of this era? Absolutely not. But thank you for trying. Thank you for trying. Now I wonder what other Joe Blow is coming up down the road. Hopefully he won't get assassinated. Hopefully, because that was wicked. But we had nothing to do with that shit. We had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk getting killed. Nothing. Nothing. Nada. Oh no. But again, we got the What else we got? We got the Nick Fuentes's of the world. Fuck him. We got what other white person is going to come down the pipeline and start copying and pasting and say black people are 10 or 13% of the population and they're homeless and all they do is fight and they're very violent. They're a very violent people and blah 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 blah. And they have kids under wedlock. Like who else is gonna come? Yeah, Kamala lost. Yeah, and guess what? Donald Trump couldn't hold shit. Literally, Donald Trump couldn't hold his brown nose. Mm-mm. I'm busy. Give me a second. Donald Trump couldn't hold his Donald Trump couldn't hold his boo boo. If I could just suffer the moment. Let me see if I can find that video. Oh, that's just goofy. Let me see. Donald Trump passes gas. Oh!
This is a catastrophe for the American dream and a dire crisis from commerce to labor to FEMA. This is a catastrophe for the American dream and a dire crisis from commerce to labor to FEMA. This is a catastrophe for the American dream and a dire crisis from commerce to labor to FEMA. This is
Diaper. we could donate to his diaper fund. Hey. Oh, that's what y'all voted for. That boy. Hey, look. I listen. I'll donate. God dang, man. Dang it, man. I don't listen. Y'all white folks, y'all wanna wipe them up. Y'all wanna wipe them up. Go ahead. I'll donate to you. I'll give you some wipes. Oh God. What did Jimmy Kimmel say? Oh, no, wait. Oh, that thing. What did Jimmy Kimmel say?
As you maybe you don't know, opening arguments began this morning in the people of the state of New York versus Donald Jessica Trump, the city that never sleeps versus the defendant who keeps nodding off during the trial. The defendant was very defensive this morning. He was in all caps mode and then some. He posted witch hunt. He posted election interference, little bursts of lunacy like a crazy man yelling at no one on a street corner. The prosecution said Trump orchestrated a criminal scheme to corrupt the 2016 election and try to cover it up by lying in his business records over and over and over again, 3 overs. The defense had a different perspective. Trump's lawyer said President Trump is innocent. Trump did not commit any crimes, he's a lawyer and he's funny. That's impressive. Team Trump also says there's nothing wrong with trying to influence an election, and there's nothing wrong with playing hide the mushroom with the star of the movie Hot Shower 6. Trump's defense basically seems to add up to, even if I did commit these crimes, they're not really crimes.
When a lawyer puts in a bill or an invoice, and you pay the bill and then the book. So this line, that's a very small little line. I don't know if you can even write more than 2 words. It's not like you can tell a life story. They marked it down to a legal expense. This is where I got indicted over.
Right. That makes no sense. That's like a bank robber going. I went into the bank. I took out money. I came out of the bank with the money. Millions of people do that every day. Now somehow I'm a criminal. You know, that's something key. Trump's lawyers made it clear today they're going to continue to deny that he had sex with Stormy Daniels. Which, if I was prosecuting this case, I could get him to admit that in 1 second. All you have to do is say, clearly, Mr. Trump was not attractive, famous, or wealthy enough to entice such a desirable adult film star. He'd jump up on his hands and knees and show you every position they did it in. And while the case itself, obviously, this is important. This is the first time we've ever.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the actual goofy parts. Come on. Oh, what the heck?
A former president.
Oh, what the heck? I had to go back to it.
This is a catastrophe for the American dream and a dire crisis from commerce to labor.
Okay, I had enough. Oh, okay. Well, I was trying to actually. Did Trump really fart in court? I don't know. I don't freaking know. All I know is there were 3 million 3 million files that came out. I heard there were 3 million more. It's quite interesting. And it's quite interesting that you bums would literally still would support somebody who is this batshit evil. It's mind-boggling to me. It is mind-boggling to me that you would support a person who punched a minor in the head for biting off his scrotum, per se. But that's just what, I guess this is just what world we live in. We're living in a world full of bigots. That's never changed. We're living in a world full of racist assholes. That's never changed either. But disillusional people, yeah, that's a new one. That's a new one in itself. And I'm glad to be the one that actually see things for what they really are, and not afraid to call them out. Absolutely. If Redneck Vance means a racist, then neither is Trump's post. Well, like I said, Trump's post, I'm not shocked. I'm like, okay, I've heard this before. And guess what? The Obamas, they're not shocked either. Let me tell you something. I thought that that post from Trump was quite distasteful. And at the fact that me and Michelle were in our beds and I was about to get up and have my toast and my coffee. Then I happened to see the meme. And that I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked, and quite frankly, not surprised. Then I took Little Bo, the dog, Little Bo, out to do his, his daily thing. So, and me and the missus, we decided to go out and have an adventurous talk. Then the memes spread like wildfire. We're a bunch of Negroes and a bunch of N-words and a bunch of this and a bunch of that. We're not shocked. And definitely we're not going. So what we're thinking is that we might do a third term. Does anybody want to see Barack Obama try out for a third term? Oh, Mrs. Carter, I see you. And hello to you. Now, if you don't mind, I gotta take Bo for a walk. No. Why are you talking like that? I was trying to get my Obama on, but yet my Obama sucks. It used to be on point, but now it just completely sucks. Obama needs to be they all need to be investigated. You know what? To be perfectly honest with you, no joke, I think they all need to be investigated. Because when I heard Patti LaBelle's name in the files, I said, no, why Patti? Patti LaBelle's name is in the files. Ouch. And then Jamie Foxx's name was in the files. Jamie. You all notice that there's a whole bunch of black names in those files. Jay-Z, Pusha T, Jamie Foxx, possibility Diddy's name is in there. It's cool when your name is in there, but you don't expose a whole bunch of white. We all know about Bill Clinton. I'm not surprised about Bill Gates. I'm not shocked at all about Bill Gates. I'm not shocked at all about Elon Musk either. He's a white South African, a immigrant that was making money in America. Yikes! I heard Bill Gates had the package. Get it? The package, the big package. That's what happens when you fuck with the quasars. But anyway, not shocked, not surprised. Well, I'll read your questions real quick before I do. If it's heavy health, if he's heavily rejected, how are they getting the names from? To be perfect, I don't know. Most of that stuff was redacted, and some of the stuff was erased when it was immediately released. I don't know why those particular files that people were reading off, those were the deleted ones. Those were the deleted ones that obviously Pam Bundy didn't want them to read. But people are geniuses when it comes to this internet, man, and they were reading that shit off. They were literally reading that shit. My son wants to play Tekken. Anyway, I don't believe those are the original file. Obvious. I believe that they are. But then again, you might be right. Because why does it take so long? I want to ask these Trump supporters, why does it take so long? Since it really doesn't matter. According to Trump, it doesn't matter how long the about the Trump files. He said release him. He's not scared. So why didn't he just release him early? Why didn't he just tell Pam Bondi? Although she said that they're on my desk. None of that shit was on her. None of that shit was on her desk.
Look at that.
None of that was on their desk. She's a complete liar. And it's like I told you, before, I do not trust Marjorie Taylor Greene either. I do not trust her. I don't trust people like that, especially for people from the far left. I didn't gain shit. I didn't gain nor I lost. But I did say, if you were paying attention, I did say, and I quote, I'm going to be voting for her in the next 3 years. Just to see the look on these dudes' faces. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Well, I'm telling you anyway. I'm telling you anyway, so you'll know. I am going to be voting for Kamala Harris just to see the look on your faces. Patriots will win the Super Bowl. Maybe. Maybe not. Their offense is okay. The Seahawks got the number 1 defense in the league, but who gives a shit? Before the channel, and in all seriousness, I want to thank each and every single one of you for even paying attention to my black ass. I mean, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I want to see, in all seriousness, I want to see Jasmine Crockett win. And at the same breath, I want her to be 100% real. I want her to be 100% real when it comes. Don't make it about a race. Make it about the culture. You can be, you can, I mean, politically, you're going to support whoever you want to support, who comes for you first. But you know, as a black woman, that blacks are skeptical when it comes to voting for people who are looking to do right by them. And at this point in time, if you don't do right by them, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. No one is going to be voting for anyone unless they see tangibles. Keep that in mind. I know she's Indian. I know Kamala is Indian. We all know this. But I'm doing this despite her. I'm not doing this despite her being Indian. I'm doing this to see the shit look on certain men's faces when they say a woman cannot run. Pretty much, I'm getting sick and tired of it myself, to be perfectly honest with you. Because if it were anybody else, if it were Hillary Clinton, you wouldn't say shit. Let's keep it a buck. If it was Hillary Clinton, because you love the Clintons, you wouldn't say shit to her. But since it's Kamala and her being, her having an immigrant family, that doesn't make any sense. So let me ask you a question. Put a one in the chat. or put a 2 in the chat. A yes or no. Would you vote heavy for Jasmine Crockett if she was running for president of the United States? Put a 1 in the chat if you will vote for her. Put a 2 in the chat if you would not. This is just something I want to say. This is something I just want to say. If you think that Jasmine, we already got a couple of no's. We already got a couple of 9. That don't make no fucking sense. See, I got honest answers. I got honesty. Chat. Really? You of all people, you wouldn't vote for Jasmine Crockett for president of the United States? Why? This is a shocker. I thought you liked black women. Ain't her grandma Haitian? I don't know. And what does it matter if her grandma's Haitian or not? What does it matter if a person's grandmother or grandfather or mother or father born in a different country, but she's born in the United States? Who gives a shit? We don't say anything to you Europeans. We definitely don't say shit to you Europeans because you're not from this bitch either. So please miss me with the bullshit. Sir, that's not how you decide who is going to vote for. Hey, look, I vote for her. I would vote for her strictly for her policies, her wit, and her bravery. That's what I would vote for. That's why I would vote for if she was running. If she was running for presidency, that's one of the reasons why I would vote for her. Oh, I think they're responding for Kamala because she said, "Oh, I did." Well, anywho, I know y'all love Kamala Harris. I know y'all love Kamala Harris because you can't stop saying her name. You can't stop saying her freaking name. It's the same thing with Obama. You can't stop saying Obama's name. I mean, just once, can we just focus on the here and the now? Please respect on Kamala's name. That's the people in the chat. That's the racist bigots in the chat that particularly she might as well be black for a few reasons. Number one, she's not white. She's not white. Number one, she's not white. Number two, she's not white. And number three, guess what else? She's not white. Oh, there's a fourth and there's a bonus. She's not white. There used to be 85% of white folks in the Americans versus 11% of blacks in this country and only 4% of Hispanics. But now we're dwindling. Our numbers are dwindling. Where's Batman when you need him? You know what, Bruce Lee, right? Everybody knows Bruce Lee. You know Bruce Lee, who his first student was? I'm going somewhere with this. Do you know who Bruce Lee's first student was? No, nobody knows. Nobody knows who Bruce Lee's first student was. His first student that knocked on his door was a black man. It's just something. Just something about that black feel, that black nectar. United stand divided, we fall. Trump is dividing. No, he fought Chuck. Chuck was a champion, but could Bruce Lee really fuck with him at all? Because Chuck was a champion. Chuck is also a Republican. And I don't want to hear from Bruce Springsteen ever again. As far as I'm concerned, Bruce Springsteen can jump off a river somewhere. I don't care. I don't want to hear from Bruce Springsteen. I don't want to hear from Nicki Minaj. I don't want to hear from Pharrell. I don't want to hear from any of these goofy goofs. I don't. I don't even want to hear from wrestlers. I don't want to hear from Booker T, and I don't want to hear from Stevie Ray. I don't want to hear from no one. Not at all. And the whole Don Lemon thing, I'm taking a back seat on that. No, I don't know what Pharrell is, and so certain celebrities and certain rappers, or I should say 99% of rap artists, should just keep their mouth shut. Jasmine Crockett isn't good for anyone but Crockett. But Crockett best believe that. How do the women in the hood treat one another? How do the women in the hood treat one another? How do the men get treated in the hood? I don't know, because she's not from the hood. At least what I gathered. She has many degrees. She has a master's degree. She has a lawyer's degree. She's a civil rights attorney. And she's a congresswoman, and pretty soon to be a state senator. What person, even if she was from the hood, and obviously she has some parents that practice common sense. What's your point? See what I mean? See the reasons why we can't get nowhere? Because of bullshit like this. It's because of this idiotic sexist shit. I mean, just picking and choosing. Pick, choose, pick, choose, pick, choose. And just for that, I'm going to go even harder for Jasmine to win the state senate race. I know. I know, Lisa. I was just making a statement. That's all. I was just making a statement. But yeah, anyway, I thought I'd just come and clean some things up because I missed a couple of things while I was on staycation. not going live tomorrow because I got things to do. But I just thought I'd just catch up with y'all with a couple of things, okay? And I want you to stay clean, stay focused, and do not forget to vote in March. Don't vote because of your feelings. Vote because you give a shit. And vote because, and it doesn't really matter what Democratic person is in there, whether it be Crockett or Tallarico. If it's Tallarico, good luck. I would prefer Jasmine. Jasmine is strong in my book. But if you want to vote for Tallarico, go ahead at your own risk.